There was some kind of strange smell. But the thing is, it wasn't just her husband who noticed the smell, everyone in the hospital did. Anyway, I don't remember all the details, but it turned out that her entire vagina was necrotic. Surgical intervention was required, but it didn't save her. She died soon after. The best part of this story is that her husband was the first to notice that hellish smell, and it happened during sex. I'm not a gynecologist, but I've seen my share of gruesome stuff too. First, I saw a woman with vaginal cancer. Then I saw what she looked like after her entire vagina and cervix were removed. It wasn't a pretty sight. I can't give you a detailed description of all the procedures that were done, because I was just a young student at the time, but in the end, all that was left of her former organs was a large hollow hole with something oozing out of it. The poor woman was so devastated that she begged her husband to leave her, because, and I quote, "After this, you'll never be able to love me." But he turned out to be a real stand-up guy. He stayed by her bedside the whole time, held her hand, comforted her, and showered her with love. You could tell the guy absolutely adored her. The second case, a 220-kilogram woman, was admitted to us with paralysis of her lower limbs. She had a massive ulcer and necrotizing fasciitis that had destroyed everything in the genital and buttock area. There were erosions in the rectum. We realized this because feces were leaking from several areas of the damaged surface. When the doctors asked us to collect a urine sample from her, it turned out that she no longer had a bladder as such. Nor did she have a vagina. It was decided to try to somehow patch up the wound. 6 of us somehow managed to turn her onto her side and basically started stuffing a bunch of gauze into the giant hole, hoping she wouldn't soil herself during the procedure. She died very quickly. In cases like this, we are powerless. I feel so sorry for the first girl. I hope she's happy now. I feel sorry for everyone in this thread, including the readers. I'm not a gynecologist, but I was born with a defect that I didn't pay attention to until I started using tampons. The point is, I had a septum, which meant I didn't have just one opening, but 2. I only realized I had a problem when I once unsuccessfully tried to pull a tampon out of myself. I had inserted it through one opening, and then tried to take it out through the other, smaller one. That's where it got stuck. It hurt like hell, but there was nothing I could do about it. Fortunately, my mom was nearby when it happened. She thought I was just an idiot who couldn't get a tampon out, but then she saw what was going on and took me to the gynecologist. I had surgery, and now I have no problems at all. I'm not a gynecologist, but while I was working in the emergency room, I also saw an interesting case. An elderly woman was brought in after a fall. We start examining her. She has a gigantic vaginal tumor. Her pelvis looked as if 2/3 of a football had been stuck to it. The tumor was so large that it was pressing on her nerves.